Hey guys, Grunt here. I'm just gonna make this video explaining my first deployment overseas, and that was to Iraq. And when I deployed to Iraq, I was 19 years old. I had left I'd say around the first week of November of 2005, and I had just turned 19. And we set off for Fort Bliss, which is in El Paso, Texas, for about 5 days to train for the mission in Iraq. It wasn't much training. It was just weapon familiarization and getting our equipment. So we leave El Paso, Texas, or Fort Bliss, and we fly out to Kuwait, which was a pretty long flight. I'd say it was around probably about 24 hours of flying. It was a very long flight. We flew from Texas, obviously. We flew from Texas to Maryland, and from Maryland we flew to Germany, and then from Germany we flew on into Kuwait. Now, when we got to Kuwait, it was very eye-opening for me because I'm a 19-year-old kid, and I landed in an Arab country in the Middle East, and just seeing the Arab writing, that was the biggest thing that stuck out to me, was the Arab writing that I saw all over the place. And I was like, wow, all right, I'm actually in the Middle East right now. And so we spent a few days in Kuwait, trying to get everything in order to meet up with our company that was already in Iraq. They had gotten to Iraq a few months prior to us getting there. It was me and about 4 other guys that got sent to Iraq to be replacements, for guys that were either wounded or they had to go home for whatever reason. So we were pretty much the replacements. So we're in Kuwait. We get our stuff all together, we find out where our unit is. So we hop aboard a C-130, which is a big military cargo plane, and we fly from Kuwait to Mosul in Iraq. Mosul's in northern Iraq. It's pretty north. And within 5 minutes of landing, us getting off the bird, within 5 minutes, literally, there was a firefight going on not too far from the base, and I thought, like, holy shit! Like, I'm only in country for about, my boots are on the ground for about 5 minutes, and there's already firefights going on around me. And I thought, wow, all right, this is gonna be a pretty lengthy deployment if that's the case. But Mosul wasn't where we were supposed to be because somebody in Kuwait had fucked up our paperwork somehow and thought we were a part of a different unit that had a similar, that had a similar name and number designation. So we got sent to Kuwait. We got sent to Mosul for no reason, basically. So once we figured that out, once we got that straightened out, once we figured out where our unit actually was, we flew to Balad, which is a little north of Baghdad. Probably more than halfway between Mosul and Baghdad. So we get there, and come to find out, this base, Balad, was one of the most attacked bases in the country of Iraq at the time. These guys were getting mortared and rocketed on a daily occurrence, and it was pretty ridiculous. And once I heard that, getting into Balad, I'm like, holy shit, man, this is absolutely fucking crazy. A firefight in Mosul, and now we're gonna get rocketed in Balad. Like, where the fuck's it gonna end? So we get to Balad, and we spent a few days there, and then we hopped aboard. Me and 4 other guys, we got on board of a Black Hawk helicopter. So we fly out from Balad all the way out to our main base, which is Al Asad, Iraq, and some of you will recognize the name Al-Assad from, I think, Modern Warfare 2. I think he was the main protagonist in that one. So we get to Al-Assad, we land, we get off the bird, and we have a guy that's from our unit that met us at the airfield. You know, he was kind of a character. He reminded me of like some surfer dude from California, you know, like with the hair and the tan and just, you know, his demeanor and his accent. He was just like a really surfer-esque kind of guy. But he was a cool dude. You know, he got us to where our unit was staged. We lived in a tent city, which is basically a big area with a bunch of tents, and all the guys lived in the tents. When we got there, the unit was, well, the company was out on a mission. So we settled in, got our stuff situated, and figured out what platoons we were gonna be in, and that was pretty much my initiation into the deployment. You know, a firefight, and then potentially being rocketed in Balad and mortared in Balad. So, as you can imagine, like when I first got to my unit in Al-Assad, which is out in western Iraq, by the way, my nerves were pretty up there, and I was pretty nervous. You know, being 19, I'm like, oh shit, man, this is gonna be crazy. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, or if you'd like me to continue this kind of a video series, you know, explaining my service, let me know in the comments. Give me a thumbs up if you like this video. And until next time, guys, take care.